Okay, so these are my cool neighbors. They're going to introduce themselves real quick.
I'm Christy.
I'm Erica.
And
I guess tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Okay. We've lived here a long time. We have an auto shop. We're just regular people. And we...
Nobody's a regular person.
So we started...
Are you going to go turn it off?
Yeah. So what happened was we started adopting. We raised 4 boys. We started adopting because we met a little girl in foster care and she wanted us to be her parents. And that was kind of the beginning of everything. And so over a period...
And how old were you when you adopted your first child?
How old was I? 45?
Mm-hmm.
I was 45. Our boys were grown.
Grown.
And so we adopted a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing that happened was about... come on over here. About a year later, she was praying for a sister. And a year later, our social worker called us and said there was a little girl from Ukraine. And that she needed a home because the first adoption that she was in didn't work. And so, which is just a brief description. And so she came to our home, and when she had been here about 6 weeks, she told us all about her best friend, which was her.
That's awesome.
So,
I love that.
She's older. She was a year older than her, and so we found out about her. And we were praying, and the girls were like, let's adopt her. And I was like, oh, no, we could never do that, because it's like in another country.
Right.
And so there was a really sweet man at our church. We had put an ad in our church bulletin, anyone want to adopt a little girl? And this man came up to us and said, if it's Sarah's best friend, then why aren't you adopting? And we were like, because we don't have that kind of money.
Right.
And so he said, well, if you're going to adopt, then I will cover the expenses. And so he actually paid for our whole adoption.
It's amazing.
And that is why Erica is here today.
Awesome.
Going to college. And she was supposed to go to a mental institution for the rest of her life, which is what happens to special needs kids in other countries. And instead, she's here. She got here right before she turned 8, and she's 19, and she's almost a junior at UTD. And
awesome. So cool.
And loves Jesus and wants to go back. We have another one after her, so there's 4 girls. But she wants to go back to minister. There's a war going on in Ukraine, and the orphans that are there are not being fed like they need to. There's a lot of kids coming into the
And you said that they're down to like 1 meal a day right now. Yeah.
They're down to 1 meal a day. There's kids coming in every day, and they're all war orphans because there's war like 100 miles away happening. All the funds that used to go to the orphanage are now being transferred to provide for the war and
for
to
the
continue
war
to fight. So they've been decreased their funding. The orphanages that were well off are now very poor.
Yeah.
And like there's a girl named Svetlana, which is the orphanage director, which we're going to, and she used to have this really nice orphanage with a ton of nice things, and she had to sell it all to provide more food. They have vets that have been there for I think over 10 years, or probably
we provided the beds 10 years ago.
10 years ago, because they went back after I came home, and then what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise about $5,000 to transfer to Ukraine.
Because they won't let you, before y'all could buy the containers and then go straight there, but we can't do that right now.
It helps them with their, because the money value in Ukraine is a lot lower.
Absolutely.
So like,
it goes farther.
Yeah, so like it's $1 here is, or
it's 12 hryvnia to $1.
No, it's way more. It's now 20.
Is it 20?
It's 20.
20 hryvnia to $1.
Wow.
When we went to adopt her, this will give you a perspective. It was 6 hryvnia to $1.
It's now 20 to it. So I can go over there with $100 and do times 20. And
it's amazing. That's really great.
Yeah. So.
And when are y'all leaving?
We're leaving the 23rd of September, and we're returning on the 1st of October. And 2 of those days are going to be spent flying there and back. So our first day is going to be spent trying to get to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then our last day is going to be spent trying to get
How
back.
safe is it for y'all to go right now?
Right now, it's not pretty safe. It's kind of safe, but it's not really, because the war zone is 100 miles away.
Yeah.
And knowing Ukraine, you can't really predict what's going to happen. It's
right.
just kind of like, we're going to go where we need to fight.
Yeah.
There's been unrest in the area that they're going.
And what's the name of the area they're going?
Zmiev Orphanage.
They're going to Zmiev Orphanages in the Kharkov region, which is, It's
It's
closer.
border, it's close to
eastern.
border of Russia.
Yeah.
Because Mark Ritchie looked it up the other day.
Yeah,
and
it's,
like,
it
oh, wow.
borders. It borders Russia. You can. In fact, when Mike and I were there last time, we drove to the Russian border because we just wanted to see what Russia looked like. And the soldier came up to us and he goes, "What do you want?" We're like, we just wanted to see Russia. He goes, "Now you see. Now go home." It was pretty funny. But
Oh gosh.
she's an amazing kid, and I think it's going to be a huge blessing for her to be able to go back and
Right.
minister
That's
to
awesome.
kids that
Give them
were-
hope.
and give them hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you didn't have any hope, did you? When you were there. No. Yeah. She used to say everybody used to leave but me. And when her friend left, she thought that her friend had died. And so
Did they not tell you where
No, they
she
told-
went?
They tell you
for-
that the people that leave the orphanages and go with like American people, the story goes is they will use their body parts for
that they
some kind
sell
of-
them for body
yeah.
parts
Why would they tell you that?
to give them no hope, so they don't have a hope.
It's
that
a fear.
someone's gonna
Everything
come.
that they did or said was overall done in fear. So like we watched movies. We watched a lot of rated R movies. We watched a lot of like
Horror
a lot of,
movies
like,
to keep them in bed.
there's
at night.
horror stories that they were told like if you're not asleep by this time or your feet aren't covered in at nighttime and someone comes in or something like that, you're gonna get drugged to. You know, you have to sleep on the porch or something like that. If they come in and you're talking, you
I mean,
sleep.
what kind of people work in orphanages over there? It sounds like
Pretty
bad
bad.
people.
She was covered in bruises. She was covered in bruises, and just if you figure her first bath was with us, and she was almost 8 years old.
It's my first bath in a long time. I had one bath that I remember.
Okay, her second bath.
It was like I think it was Christmas. That's
Yeah.
the only one I remember.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
before we
They
had
would
to
just
perform.
like close them off. It was a special needs orphanage, and Erica has arthrogryposis, and her condition was so severe when she came home that she had to have her feet amputated. Because
You're
of
telling
the,
them my lifelong story. This is about the fundraiser.
but she's doing great. So
Awesome.
we made it so she could walk.
And what's going to be the easiest way for people to give?
So the easiest right now is going to be to either like hardcore cash because we have to take cash
Right.
in Ukraine. Checks will work, but there's always a tax on those whenever we go and deposit.
What about, do you have a GoFundMe
I
account?
have a yes, I do. That was actually the first thing I set up.
Okay, what's the name of it?
Can I show you?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come show me.
I'm gonna show you.
We'll just look at it.
Okay.
Also, one of my friends that is going on this trip is about to come over, and you can interview him too.
Awesome.
Because he's gonna come and you can ask
Okay,
him
cool.
why he's
If he
going.
doesn't cough on them.
Yeah, he won't. But yeah, he said he wanted to come and talk about it too.
Awesome. Great.
I'm gonna log in.
Okay. I will not show her login to her Facebook account. Okay.
Can I watch and see? Yeah.
I'm gonna pause it.
Yeah, it might help you to pause it because otherwise it's gonna be a really long video. This is I put a picture of me and Sarah when we were in the orphanage. We were little
Oh,
kids, and that's the cover.
awesome.
Yeah, so that's me.
Cool.
And that's Sarah when we were kids. And this is the. So right now it's saying that we've
Hey,
raised.
look, you already have more.
Yeah. So right now it's saying that we've raised. Oh, someone did give more. Oh wow. So yeah, it's saying that we've raised more, but there's a percentage that GoFundMe decreases. So this is about 8%. This is a picture that I added in to describe. This is the leader. I sent a picture saying that children finish school and leave orphanages when they are 16 to 17. According to Ukrainian prosecutors officials, 10% attempt suicide, 40 will be implicated in crime, 40 will also become alcoholics or drug addicts, and only 10% have a good life when they leave the orphanage. And that is for people who have a fairly good life when they leave.
Yeah.
Generally, whenever you leave an orphanage, you're literally put out on the streets, and you have no guidance.
And I'm guessing, I'm sure females probably end up with
Yes.
They do.
prostitution
They go straight
because
into
what else can they
prostitution.
do?
Males are all around these orphanages waiting.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
That's normal.
So that's the normal thing. So our goal is to raise $5,000 by the end of August, using $1,000 for food and the rest for beds and other necessary utilities. I've made a promise to create an update letter with pictures that we'll be taking during the trip and inform each donor of what's happened at the trip
Great.
and give them all that information and keep them updated.
Awesome.
We're hoping to start it and continue to do this every year.
Great.
And to
make an impact.
Make it more than just a providing money and more of like
Relationship.
relationship and a missionary, and to be able to kind of connect with the people in another country.
And it's
great.
from humanitarian sharing the gospel.
Absolutely.
So,
Cool.
but it's called the Ukrainian Mission Trip Fund.
Okay, got it. Let's rock it.
I can send you the link if you